All right, she's recognizing me and flashing. We're gonna have to, there's the tuner. Let's look at what this thing has, friends. Oh my God. Look at that. Holy crap. Bigger injectors. Fuel pump booster. Big ass intercooler. Blow off valves hidden down there. Wow. Freaking amazing. Just amazing. Look at all that. Here we go. The adventure in life begins. Hi, Todd Bruce here. I own a 2024 S650. I've done some pretty good modifications to it, and I thought I'd just take a little while to talk about it and let you know what I've done, undone, what's worked, what hasn't. Talk about life with an S650, and we'll get to the gist of the matter here really quick. 2024 S650, it just has just cracked 10,000 miles. It has about 10,020 on it right now. First thing I did to it was put a Steeda anti-hop kit on, which was a wonderful decision. It really helped. I also went with the lower control arms, billet lower control arms from Steeda. So I cushioned the chassis and stiffened the transmission, or suspension, excuse me, basically is what I did. Then I went and put Steeda cold air intake on it, and that was an amazing difference. The Steeda cold air intake basically runs 1 degree over outside ambient air temperature for your intake temps, and is just a beautiful thing under the hood. And then I put the Solar 90mm throttle bodies on it. The hype is they open faster, they're 10mm a piece bigger, blah, blah, blah. Ended up, I took about 40 to 60 horsepower out of the lower end by doing that, because the ECU didn't know what to do with the extra air that was in the motor. So I commented to a lot of people, it feels like it has a second power band now, but the tuner told me that that was just the higher RPMs coming in, the motor catching up with all the air it was getting, and then it was taken off like a scalded cat. So there was no second power band. I detuned the motor. So, 3-inch Kooks. Catback exhaust also, wonderful decision to put on. This is a manual 6-speed. And then, April 17th of this year, 2 days after my 60th birthday, I ordered a Stage 2 Procharger kit from Lethal, and it's now on. So we're going to take a peek under the hood, give a listen. I'll do some drive-bys, and we'll get some blow-off valve sounds and whatnot. Procharger P1X Supercharger, belt driven by a independent belt drive that only drives the Procharger. 1200 horse intercooler, blow off valves mounted down here beside the intercooler, or at the corner of the intercooler. I had it, they put it on the dyno. I had the work done at Performance Racing Engineering in Portland. They dyno tuned it for me, 722.69 horsepower at 7,440 RPM, 531.9 foot-pounds of torque at 5,040. So we're looking at 722 to the rear wheels. Motor's obviously over 850, and it just runs amazing. It drives going whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Doesn't get any boost until the blow-off valve closes and the boost transfers into the motor. The pull it makes is unbelievable. We'll do some boost sounds for you right now, and then some blow-off valve sounds, and then I'll do some drive-bys. Not loud. P1X is amazing. Now I'll make some drive-bys. There's my takeoff. Drives just like a normal car. Supercharged. Continue on about what I did and undid to the car. The solar throttle bodies I put on, I took those off and went back to stock when the Procharger went on, because the Procharger, the tune is written for the stock throttle bodies, and those throttle bodies are good for 700 horsepower a piece, and there's two of them, for crying out loud, so why not run them? That's about what's been done to this car. Steeda anti-hop with the Steeda lower control arms in the rear. Kooks 3-inch catback exhaust. And a stage 2 Procharger kit. Now the Procharger kit did come with the tune. It came with with bigger injectors, a bigger, or not a bigger, but a fuel pump booster, pulleys, belts, all that stuff, of course. And I'm happy. This thing is amazing. It runs so smooth. I have gotten no warning lights or code. It is throwing no codes. I've put 150 miles on it or so since we got the tune, or since the Procharger went on and the tune went into it. It's the Ford Procharger tune. It's not Lund. It's not Palm Beach Dyno. It's the Ford tune. And I'm really happy with it. This thing drives amazing. It responds amazing. And I recommend you get yourself a Procharger for yours, because the linear power curve is just strictly quite dynamite. Can't really complain about the S650. If there's one thing I'm gonna complain about, it's when you get in and sit down, you have to reach way the heck back here to get the seatbelt. So you do the stand there, pull the seatbelt out, put it over your shoulder and get in deal, so you don't have to reach back there and dislocate your shoulder. You get frozen shoulder syndrome for crying out loud in your S650. So that's my review on the S650, owning it for 2 years. It's the best investment in a vehicle I've ever made. I also own a 1965 Coupe 289, bored 30 over, tunnel ram, 10,000 shaved off the deck. It's a 322 torque, 309 horsepower, little old 289 in a 65 with a green dot valve body C4. So I own 2 Mustangs. Been in the car industry my whole life, since childhood to adulthood. My father owned 4 or 5 different car dealerships, sold 9 different brands. I started out as a lot boy. Sales, parts delivery, all of it. Seen it all come and go, all the trends, up into these new computer-controlled cars that get tuned up over satellites and stuff like that. And that's why the S650 was non-tunable for so long, is because it is capable of satellite updates, military encryption on the CPU. It took a long time for the fellas to crack it, and crack it they did. You can do whatever you want to them now. Thanks for giving me some of your time. I appreciate it. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to post in the comments section, and I'll respond to whatever questions you have. Enjoy your day. Love your Mustangs. Remind the person that's standing behind you that the world